Welcome back to Atomic Heart. This is part 4 of our trophy guide, and we're going to start by collecting the 4 canisters that we found out we needed in part 3. So as we exit
Charles,
that room, we're going to
I'm in the
go
hot shop. Am I going to turn into a
to
crispy
the
critter
right
if I
and then
stay in
to
here
the
too long?
left.
No, the laboratory tables in the hot workshop or
here-
thermarium require high temperatures. But the temperature within the shop itself
As you
is
go
quite
over
comfortable.
toward the boiler room, you'll see that this door is locked. We will be unlocking it in a short time. Directly across from that door, across the hall. This is actually the hallway we entered earlier when we just opened up the chest and didn't go any further. Take the first door on the right,
Wow.
and in
This place
here
looks like
we're
no
going
one's
to
been here
collect
in a
blueprint
decade.
number
It could be
13
due to
in
a
a chest.
malfunction in the gravitational modulation system or excessive polymer fertilizer production.
There is nothing else in this room, so we're going to go back the way we came. Up there, that's just another entrance. So we're going to go back the way that we came. And we're going to go, we'll see over here to the right. We can do this area first, but I am not going to. We're just taking a look at these
Holy
creatures.
Shit. Where did all these monsters come from?
A mere hypothesis, but I suspect they're the bodies of dead soldiers that have been infected by sprouts.
A fucking hypothesis? Are you shitting me?
So we're going to exit back out. There's a save room here. If you take a right when you exit, the first door on the right, open up the red chest, and we get blueprint number 14.
So,
And then, of course, you can
what do
always check your Nora to see if you'd like to upgrade anything. And don't forget to save as well.
think about our
So
bird
basically
street,
this
sure?
area
one
where
in
we
the
collect the 4
humongous glass
canisters,
thing?
it's
What
4
about it?
different
She's
sections
holding out for a hero,
that
just like I
each have a
do.
canister. We'll get
Waiting
2
for
where the
someone to
tree
save
was.
her.
There'll be 2 on this side. Once we
Cool.
get those 2 canisters, the door that opened will close, and the door on the opposite side will open, and we'll be able to get the other 2 canisters. So if we come up these stairs, here where there's the big 3 on the wall, we can't enter that room in the hot workshop. It's too hot. As you can see there, it does take off health if you
call
try to
this
go inside.
comfortable?
The temperature in the shop
If you go
seems
to
to
the
have
left
risen
of
to an
that door,
extremely high
this is
level.
where
Got it.
the
Must
hole
be in a
in the
room
floor
somewhere
is
around
that would
here.
bring us back down into that previous room. We don't need to go in there, obviously, because we've already collected the item. So instead, we're going to go over to the right of the hot workshop door. In here, you can see it's a big mess. There is a chest near the hole in the wall. As we open that up, we're going to get blueprint number 15. You can check the pair if you like. And from here, we're gonna go through the hole in the wall, and we're gonna go down a staircase. There is a small box here that you can open. I don't believe there's anything inside. This door here, if you unlock it, it brings us back to one of the hallways that we were just in. There'll be a save room to the right as soon as we open the door. See there's the save room. But we don't need to go there now. We're going to just continue down the stairwell. And here we have to solve a problem. It's a candle puzzle, but we're going to be using cold candles to bring the temperature down because the boilers are too hot. You can scan this enemy. This is a weak Vova. As you can see, he's very weak. So as you can see, the boilers are glowing orange. We're going to have to
boilers
use
look like they're
cold
about to blow.
candles
What the hell are we supposed
to
to
bring
do?
the temperature down. in the
Here before.
hot room so that we can
Okay.
enter.
I'll do.
So take care of the Volvas in here. Once we've got them all taken care of, we can begin the puzzle.
I've seen that stuff before. It's cryogenic, right?
Indeed,
This
it
is one of the
That
few
is a
times you'll
Fahrenheit,
be able
a
to
candle
sneak
filled
up
with
on a
cryopolymer.
Vova
It's designed to reduce
and
temperature.
dispatch him
Equalize pressure in
without
high-temperature
using
furnaces.
a weapon.
Getting them into the boilers. The boiler's too hot to touch. I need to find a way to cool it off from the inside. How do I get into the pipe?
As you can see, you can just grab one of the cold candles. We can sneak up on this Vova as well. There is another Vova in here that we'll have to take care of, but all of these are previously injured when we walk in, I guess maybe from the heat. So they go down pretty easily. Here, I'm going to try and get that headshot. Oh, but I used the wrong weapon, so it didn't even count. Anyway, in this room there is a Chirper.
Sorry, pal, but
It'll be
I
Chirper
just
number
needed more.
13.
You get it, right?
You can grab
You're
that
a
and listen
machine,
to it.
so
There's
I
also
needed more.
a chest.
What's your lot of life? Serve humans, right?
Doesn't have
I
anything
used to
special
serve
in it,
folks, too.
just regular items.
Of course, and I served in Berlin.
And directly across from this pair on the
Just
wall
to get a fancy
is a
medal.
tube
I
where
was
we'll be
fighting for
inserting
equality,
the
so
cold
everybody
candle,
can have the same right
Okay, I found the opening.
and then we'll be able to
responsibility.
move it
So
through the
everybody
tubes
can
on
be
the
like
outside
everybody else.
Ugh,
to
what do I
cool
do
off
now?
all
Lug
of
this
the
shit to the
boilers.
boiler myself?
Now, I just need to
I'm
figure
gonna
out
try
how
and
to
do
put
the one
damn
that's
thing
furthest
on.
away first, I believe. You do have to use your telekinesis in order to move it, and I will say it can be a bit frustrating. The ball does not always want to go where you drag it. So be patient with this, and in no time you should get
worked.
all of
Two
the
more left.
candles to
Gee,
each of the
are you
boilers
sure?
to cool them off. But every time you cool off a boiler, more enemies will spawn. And the closer we get to the end of the candle puzzle, the harder the enemies will be. So in this first round, you know, they're pretty much all, you can see by the way that they walk that they're previously injured. So they don't take many shots to go down, and they're not very aggressive. But as we continue on, moving the cold candles through the tubes, these enemies will get more aggressive and stronger. So go again with the candle, put it inside of the tube,
It's a good thing the pipe's opening's in the
and
next room and
move
not
it
over
around
by
the
birch
facility
tree.
to get every boiler cooled off.
Okay, second one's all set. Who the hell came up with all this shit? I'm sick to death of shoving balls into tubes.
We're doing this so we can leave the Vavilov complex.
Why can't I just, I don't know, walk out a regular door?
I'm afraid only an irregular door is available.
As you saw that time, we had one previously injured Vova, and then we had one who was pretty aggressive. He came out running toward us. For this last boiler, once we get it in, we'll take care of the enemies that appear, and I am pretty sure that they're both fairly aggressive, and there may even be 3. But I don't know why I did that. I could obviously see it wasn't the correct way to go. Anyway, once we finish with that, we'll be able to go up another staircase and return back to the hothouse area.
Comrade Major,
Yes? Got something constructive to say?
have I done something to offend you? Why are you taking your frustration out on me?
Sorry. It's not your fault. I'm just mad at myself.
Why? You didn't kill Petrov. He was killed by his own weapon, a hostile robot.
That doesn't matter. I was supposed to take him alive, and I failed.
So as we go
And that's
all the
not
way
all.
up the flight of
Sechenov
stairs,
saved my life.
this
He's
is
like
the
a father
opposite
to
flight
me.
of stairs.
As
It's
far
not
as
the
I
same
can
flight of
remember.
stairs that we went
Anyway,
down to get
I let him
into that
down.
room.
If that's what's troubling you,
We're going to
just
go
let it
to the right.
There's nothing unusual.
There
about
is
your
an
situation.
elevator
What
here,
do you mean?
but we are
Isn't it
not going to
obvious?
take it right now.
Comrade Sechenov
If we
is
go to
always
the left,
disappointed in
there
everyone.
is
There's no
Chirper
pleasing
number
the man.
14.
His perfectionism
make sure
is
to grab that.
pathological, and everyone
And then
knows it. Every single person
enter
in
the
his
save
life
room.
lets him down.
What? Nah, that's
Open
bullshit.
up the red
Neuropolymer
chest
gloves
for
are
blueprint
incapable
number
of deception.
16.
Yeah. I guess so.
And don't forget to save so that you don't have to repeat
Authorization.
that
Major Nechayev,
candle puzzle
codename.
again. Just so you're aware, there is a trophy for upgrading one entire section of the glove. So I've been working a lot on character because there are so many really good things there, but you can also choose another area of the glove if you like. Some of them are, they don't require too many upgrades to get them fully upgraded. Once we exit the save room, we're going to turn right. And this is the hothouse room that we could not enter earlier. We've just come in through the opposite side. We are going to find the canister that we've been looking for in this room. So go off the side, you can grab onto the ledge
What's
on the
the hot
wall, and we
workshop
can
used for?
drop down.
Heat-resistant polymers are made here.
And we're
But
trying
most
to
of the
go
research is dedicated
toward,
to the cultivation of
I seem to have
heat-resistant
gotten
flora.
stuck in the
Nice.
environment, which
The
is
polymers
annoying.
here
It
are
happens
enriched with
occasionally.
essential oils
We're going
from
toward the
Cacti
marker.
cereris, a cactus. The polymers make it possible to cultivate
Stay out of the
groups
craters.
plants that are adapted
We can
to high
kind of jump
temperatures.
up
Do they wanna make the
these
desert
tubes
greener or something?
here, and there's lots of
Something like
broken
that.
pieces.
They
But
plan to
this is what
terraform
we're looking
Mars.
for. That forklift can pick us up to this platform, climb up on the boxes and up to the next platform, jump
The
across,
canisters fill
And there
automatically
is
once
our
the temperature is
canister.
normalized.
and also Chirper number 15.
What's that supposed to mean? It's hot. You're hot, huh? Hey, you ought to try going to the Urals and being a steel worker.
Everything here seems pretty cut and dry. We should head back before something
Now we
fucked up
can
happens.
exit, just jump down,
That'd
climb
make a
through
man
the
of
tube,
ya, I tell you.
and down the
Major,
stairs. This
have
is
you
where
found
we
Dr.
originally
Filatov yet?
The
entered.
one who helped Petrov butcher hundreds of people? No.
We're going to follow
She's
the
still
marker
crawling
and go
around
place the
somewhere.
canister in the tree.
Must not be hurt. If her life is threatened, you must come to her defense.
What? Rescue the bitch whose fault it is I'm wading knee-deep in gore? What the fuck?
Traitor Petrov used Dr. Filatova without her knowledge. She had no inkling of his true intentions. I mean, the viciousness of his homicidal maniac. Her guilt must be established by a court of law.
Too good for her.
She deserves no less.
You do not have to go and place that canister right away. You can hold on to it and just enter the next area. I just chose to go back and put it in because it's so close to where we have to go. So now we'll head back into that room.
I'll keep it in mind.
Go around the corner, straight ahead, and then to the right. And here, we're going to enter this room with the strange plant men. I'm just sending a few things to Nora right now. Like my electro, it does not work very well against the plant men for some reason. I'm going to mostly be using my axe. So we're going to go up, push this button. Make sure you scan the enemies. These are new enemies. They're called mutants. And you'll also have fire mutants and poison mutants, you know, depending on the type of plant that they're infected with. These guys can be really annoying. They're really fast, but they're not too difficult as long as you don't let them swarm you. One at a time, they're pretty easy. So we're just going to clear this room out. And once we do that, there is a Chirper on the table where I'm facing now. It's on the left. Oh, there's another one. He came out of nowhere. Anyway, take care of these mutants. And then you see the tables in the middle of the room there. On the middle one, there's Chirper number 16. And we can just check around the room for any lootable items, but I don't think there's very much.
Between a Venus flytrap and a gigantic hemlock plant. What's that about?
Who knows? It's just a little genetic mishap, and now it's more like
As
a
we
carnivorous
exit through the
animal than a
door,
plant.
here,
Took a whole tank
you
of
want to
PA
scan down the
400
hall.
over there
You'll see
for it.
there are mutants, fire
Nip this
mutants.
thing in the bud.
And as we walk forward, all the doors are going to open on their own,
For sure.
which isn't very good for us because it does
This
mean
place
we
just
could be
keeps getting
swarmed.
more and more fucked up.
Here, this is just going to be straight combat, so I will let this combat play out before we start entering rooms and searching.
Cool, huh? Eat shit, numbnuts!
Well, that was lively. We've taken care of most of the enemies in the hallway. Don't forget to loot all of their bodies. And as we continue, we're going to deal with a fire mutant. These guys, once you defeat them, they fly away and explode. So just keep that in mind. Try to stay away from them until they explode. And we're going to start entering the rooms down the hallway. So if we go back this way, we can lure out this one plant enemy here, mutant. They are going to have more of them in some of the areas. So before we start looting, we're going to take care of all of these. The first room on the right from the door that we came out of has quite a bit of loot to grab, and then directly across the hall is the same thing. You can definitely tell we're still in the Vavilov complex because there are so many drawers and desks to loot. But we do need as much as we can get, so take your time and grab everything. We're going to continue forward into the next room. There are 2 mutants in this room. Go ahead and take care of them.
Jeez, how many of you are there?
Here, there's more desks to loot. There's a pair that you can interact with if you'd like to read any of the emails. And then we'll exit out through the door in this room. Up here to the left, there's a door. We'll exit this way. And we're back into that main hallway. So as we continue forward, there will be a few more enemies around the corner to the right. So we're going to take care of those before continuing.
Get in line, you sons of bitches.
As we go around this corner to the right, we are going to run into Necromancer number 4.
Can you finish me off,
Speak with
please?
him and exhaust all of
Just
his
wait for a medic,
dialogue.
okay?
What? Medic? The entire facility has gone tits up. And who knows when the rescue team are going to be here. But I'm hurting right now. I'll never walk again anyway. If this
Maybe there's a way to... Right. I'll try to figure something out.
I know it can be kind of tedious with the Necromancers, but we do need to speak to all of them for our trophy. So, at least usually they have pretty interesting stuff to say. We're going to come back around this way and unlock this door. We're getting really close to the next canister. There is a puzzle that we have to tend to before we can get it, and it is a little bit tedious, but it's not too difficult.
access to this model's data.
I wish it didn't have access to us.
I couldn't agree more, Comrade Major.
There, I went
Come
ahead
on,
and
let's go
cut
find that
out
canister.
that cutscene.
At least we won't have to find
It's
the
not
door to
super
the
long,
shop.
but
We
just to
can
save
just
time,
climb
I'm
through the
trying to
window.
keep all of these videos between 30 and 45 minutes each, just to conserve upload times, and cutscenes is just not worth it. So, as you go down that hallway, there's a door on the left. That's a save room. Open up the red chest, and we get blueprint number 17. And don't forget to save, because this next area, it's very easy to die. Not so much in the very beginning, but we're going to be in this room for quite a while. And once we activate, we're going to have to ride a gondola. Once we activate it, it's very easy to die at that point. So don't forget to save, get any weapon upgrades that you like, and then we can exit this room. We'll go back to the right, and being that this big glass wall was shattered, we can just jump down. It looks like I'm going back to get my electro, which it'll be much more helpful here. There's not too many plant enemies. I think it's mostly robots and wasps. So we're gonna go into the storage here, and we're gonna move the electro back to our inventory. Okay, so now we can proceed. here, just so you don't take any fall damage, you can go over to this red canister there and fall into the polymer. And there are Vovas all over in this room.
Where do you think the canister might be?
We're going to try and
Device
lure
that
them out
dispenses the luminescent
so we
polymer
can try to get
located on one of these
more
platforms.
headshots and get that
Let's go find
trophy
it.
done as quickly as possible for headshotting 25 Vovas. In here, pretty much all of these platforms are connected. You can go up any one that you like. Right now, I'm really just trying to lure out Vovas. So, just go ahead and clear this room out as soon as possible, because it makes it much harder to do anything else when you're constantly being chased by these Vovas. Man, I am really sucking with my headshots. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't think it's too much longer. We're going to get that trophy in one of the next one or two upcoming videos. So I do get it, even though I missed so many shots. For some reason, in this room, it's much harder to exit out of the polymer. You almost have to swim up to be able to get out. I'm not sure why. For the most part, the polymer is pretty easy to get into and out of. It's just something about this room, and I don't know, just be aware of that. So once we get up on this platform, we are going to run into Necromancer number 5. He's laying down right here.
Oh, finally, someone
Speak
new.
to him and exhaust all of his dialogue.
Thing is,
What do you... Was anyone...
or comrade
Don't you wonder...
at least that way it is.
Oh, thanks.
Well, not anything.
Okay. So long.
Once we've completed that, we can come over on this side of the platform and grab an empty canister.
Comrade Major. One could prove useful.
Yeah, that's why I grabbed one. It looked awfully specific.
Obviously, we're going to have to fill this canister. We did get a save, which is really nice. So from here, we can drop down to the opposite side of the room from where we entered, follow along the path, go up the steps here, and take care of this this Vova who's trying to play possum. And it looks like we lured out another one as well. Great, those headshots were much better than what I was doing earlier. So here, oh gosh, there's another. It's like they're just coming out of the woodwork. They must have all been at the bottom floor and climbed up here just to annoy us. But this is not the only time that we're going to get severely annoyed and swamped with enemies on this platform. Just a little heads up. Okay, I think we're clear now. So, up here, we find Chirper number 17 on that box. And we're going to go ahead and insert the canister
They sent us another robot.
into
They said
that
it was on the
white
fritz.
machine
So we
here.
opened it up.
Canister detected. Synthesizing luminopolymer. Canister will be filled in 35 days.
35? Great. I'll come back later.
Obviously, we don't have over a month to sit and wait. So,
if the speed
we're
is
going to
increased,
have
the
to
process will get sped
speed
up too.
up the
Where's the
process of
control
filling
panel?
up this
There isn't
canister.
one.
So,
Under normal circumstances,
drop
the
down
speed of
from
the
that
process
platform,
does not
and we're going to
vary.
swim
But
up this
Michelle,
polymer to reach a platform where we will get a Nora station, a save station, and a gondola.
there isn't one. Under normal
Don't forget to open up
circumstances,
that
the speed
chest.
of the
There
process
is
does
no
not vary.
blueprint in this
So,
one,
what will it be,
but that's
Major?
okay. Here, I am going to try to upgrade a little bit. This next section that we're getting ready to jump into is, it can be really annoying. There are a lot of wasp enemies, and we're going to get a new enemy. I believe it's called an owl. We're going to have to try to scan it and get
there
rid
we
of
go.
it because
Did you know
those
there
have
was a
lasers.
cable car here?
I
More than
assumed
one
there must be a
laser,
way to
and they're
service
really
the equipment
annoying.
hanging from the
So once you're ready and you've saved, hit the red button and jump onto this platform. And we are going to ride around. You can see there are 5 markers. We need to shock each marker as we pass by. And it will move
We
the
gotta be
equipment
careful. It's a long
faster.
way down.
Whatever
I could
that
get hurt.
equipment is that's spinning around in
You're
the
an optimist.
pools.
That's my thing, Chucky.
And that's going to speed up the process of refilling our canister. So once you get close and you see the triangle, shock it.
20 days.
It worked. Look at
The
that
first
pool
one is a
glow.
freebie.
It's
You
actually
don't
kinda
get a
pretty.
big
Please
surplus
note
of
that your
enemies.
unscheduled maintenance
It's
has
basically like
initiated
the
repair
tutorial
algorithm.
one. But once we shock the next area, we are going to have to deal with several wasps. There you can see they're exiting out of that little nest looking thing in the center of the ceiling. But lucky for us, they're leaving us alone right now. And I have done this section so many times in 3 separate playthroughs. I'm so glad I was recording this because it very rarely happens. Usually they come straight from my gondola and try to swarm me. Here we're going to have to watch out for that owl. Once you get the 3rd one, the owl is going to come and try to laser you. See him there? We need to scan it because this is the first time we encounter this enemy. And you want to get rid of him as quickly as possible. The owls are
Treat this lousy goddamn
very,
cable car
very
any
annoying.
faster.
No one foresaw this
Now once we get
particular turn of
here
events.
It was a
to the
rhetorical
opposite
question,
side,
Chuck.
we are going to have to jump and dash in midair to the yellow painted boards because the gondola has stopped and we need to do one of these easy little wire puzzles again. Once you engage with it, Volvas and wasps will appear, so you will have to dispatch these enemies. Don't forget about trying to get your headshots if it's possible. If you happen to get grabbed by an enemy, certain enemies can do that. You can break away from them by performing a QTE. So just before you start mashing buttons to try to get away, pay attention to the prompts because each prompt will give you a specific button to press and it changes every time. It's not always the same. We have almost taken care of these guys. Don't forget to dash. Dashing works really well because especially the Vovas, they telegraph when they're getting ready to hit you. So it makes it pretty easy to know when to dash. Now that these guys are taken care of, we can go and do the ridiculously easy puzzle. I believe this is the first one that has a splitter. So you see all the way at the top, there's a splitter in the middle. We want to bring that down to the middle and then move away from the point all the way to the other side. You move those and that's what actually moves the wire. So the blue will actually be split between the middle and the top. And that will complete the puzzle. Here, we don't want to swim through that polymer. I think I accidentally jumped in it. So we don't have to mess with this pool here that we're right on top of. But we do have to shock the next two. Do be aware that there are lots of wasps that are flying around here. And I believe we get another owl once we shock the next pool.
We just need to speed up the last motor.
And you
Oh,
can
at
see
least I
as you
don't have
get
to worry
closer
about
to
ammo.
the area you're supposed to shock, the gondola will slow down. So that way you don't pass it up accidentally without shocking. Okay, there should be at least one more owl that's going to appear
better.
since we have done
Pleasant lights
that.
all around, Shayla's buzzing in the distance. How romantic.
There it is. Here, we are protected inside of the polymer, so as soon as you can jump into that and swim down and make your way back to the canister, because now at this point it will be full. Yes, there are wasps everywhere and they know exactly where we are, so we're gonna have to make a run for it to try to get to a platform at the top where we can actually engage
Sure,
in
sometimes
combat.
you can try upgrading your gear or find another way to keep the bots at bay.
So there's plenty of room up here. So first things first, we cannot grab that canister. We have to take care of the enemies. Good luck.
Please eject the canister.
You can collect the canister now.
Watch out!
So yeah, that's probably the first really bad instance of getting swarmed. Once you have defeated all the enemies, there may still be a couple of wasps that are floating around, but if they're not attacking you, then they're nothing to worry about. Collect all of the items that you can, because as you can see, I just used a whole lot of the medical neuro capsules. I'm gonna grab the last canister. We get a game save, and from here we have to get back to the tree to insert the canister. So just drop down and we're gonna head through the doorway. You can see where the marker is. We just want to head straight through that doorway. That robot is not aggressive. You'll see them occasionally in different levels, and I've never come across an aggressive one. Here we push this button and wait for the elevator. And this elevator is going to bring us up. Remember earlier, I showed you an elevator when we came out of that cold candle puzzle. This elevator is going to bring us back up to that area. So here we just follow the marker, and we're going to go ahead and insert the final canister into the tree. And once we do that, the door from where we're standing, the door to the right that we've been going to will close, and the door to the left will open.
The tree.
And that's going to end the video for this segment. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And I can't wait to see you all again in part 5. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.